and basically use it like a sock puppet, okay? It's going to make the first person talk. What's your take on 100 men versus one gorilla? I didn't really give a take last night. I don't know. I want to have fun with that, but I haven't really been able to think about it thoroughly to give you a fun, entertaining, or intelligent or coherent point. I feel like the gorilla would win, but I've heard some convincing arguments that 100 men is so many people. Like the number is so large that 100 people could break the gorilla down. But in any case, I do feel like the gorilla is so strong, bro. Like it's just not a thing. It's like 100 kids, okay? Can I beat the shit out of 100, I don't know, 5-year-olds? Because I feel like the difference between, first of all, the difference between 100 men or one singular man and a gorilla is the difference between like me, an adult, 6'4", 230 pounds, and a 5-year-old. You know? So yeah, give me 100 kids. I'll beat the shit out of all 100 of them. So it just feels like it unironic. Like I think people are overestimating the power that they have. They're overestimating the power that they have. But then again, here is a professional person. This is perhaps the most well-read individual on this. Okay, Tirzu, unironically, I would say, has a PhD in 100 men versus gorilla. Like, this is his moment in the spotlight. And if he thinks, do you guys think gorillas are like literally King Kong sized or what? That meaning that he thinks that 100 men could take on a gorilla, then I think maybe 100 men could take on a gorilla. Even if you do win, if you come into contact with his fluids and it gets into your eyes or open wounds, there's a disease where your spine blows up and you die. The only thing that the 100 men have is what men have always had as an advantage. Aside from tool using, it is the capacity to be able to sweat and regulate its temperature and also not be as fatigued as an animal does. That's it. So in a war of attrition, the 100 men would most likely win. Like man is pretty OP for the reasons that I just mentioned. It's not like back in the day when they had like some minor tools to use. They were just like one-tapping animals to kill and eat. No, they were just waiting it out. They would try to injure it from afar, use a sneak attack, and then basically run after it for approximately a week until the animal died. Like that's how people would hunt animals back in the day. Animals that are too difficult to kill instantly. That's exactly what happens when 100 bees takes on a hornet, but they win in the end. Yeah, so he thinks that the 100 men would win. A hornet is just a bigger bee. A gorilla is not just a bigger human. Anyway, this is definitely a big deal. And for that reason, I'm going to ask FD Signifier about it. And we'll have this conversation with him. Because that's what's the most pressing matter right now. It's one gorilla. Bro, do you know what? First of all, let me tell you something, okay? I'm not the first one in the line. I am not waiting. I am not going to be first in line because the first person that tries to fight the gorilla is going to get used like a fucking fleshlight, okay? The gorilla is going to put his fucking arm through the first person's asshole and basically use it like a sock puppet, okay? It's going to make the first person talk to the rest of the fucking humans. I'm not there. I will Maybe I'll be the 99th person, okay? Guy 47, after seeing the 46 get bodied, will run away. Yeah. There's a lot of things that would change the dynamic of 100 people versus a gorilla. Like, what kind of tools can they use? Is it just hand-to-hand combat? If it's just hand-to-hand combat, like, it's pretty cooked.
Not join a modern day hunting party of men, because the question is 100 men versus one full-grown silverback gorilla. And there are people out there like this that are saying that 100 guys would win. And no, they wouldn't. No, just flat out no. A gorilla's skin, you can't bite through it. Their bones, somewhere between 2 and 4 times as thick and dense as ours. Their hand, like their grip force, is something like 1,300 pounds. That means that with one hand, they could crush your skull. My dudes, this is what you're fighting. When they stand up, they are 6 feet tall. They weigh about 400 pounds on average. They can lift, press, or pull somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds. For some perspective, that's...
I'm gonna be honest though, like, a chimp can fuck up a human, except what you fail to comprehend here is that 100 people would destroy a chimpanzee, right? Like, easy. That's not even a question. The reason why this is even a question is because of the power that a gorilla has. Like, the defenses that a gorilla has. You can't, like, overwhelm the gorilla 100 at a time, like, and basically cause it in a stampede to suffocate. But the exhaustion, I think, would be the exhaustion at the end of it would be what kills him. He would not be able to kill 100 humans that easily, especially if people are attacking in swarms, you know?
That's enough to tear your arm or your leg off. There's guys out here trying to rationalize this, being like, well, we're endurance animals and all that stuff. This thing could operate at 1/4 of its strength and still body bag you. And we haven't even addressed the fact that even if you get close enough, you can't damage it. Thick skin, super dense bones, wrapped in an insane amount of muscle. You couldn't hit this hard enough to break anything. Like, its femur is twice the size of yours. I want you to look at that skull. That skull could headbutt you and cave your face in, to say nothing of...
You can crush its throat. Gorillas barely win versus 27 chimpanzees. 100 men easily wins. Wait, what? Did you think 100 men have the capabilities of 27 chimpanzees? No, this argument doesn't favor your point, I think. No, I don't think 100 men total could deliver the damage that 27 chimps could do. I think 27 chimpanzees would beat the fuck out of 100 men too. That's another thing I was going to say. A chimp can rip your face off. Yeah, a chimpanzee is so fucking fast and so violent. Like, it's not even... It's 100 random selected men, not the largest Scandinavians versus gorilla. There's got to be at least 10 men per chimp. Yeah, I think especially because a chimpanzee is super... Like, a chimpanzee is, like, agile. This is the most dude debate ever. A chimp is agile, fast, like, it can move fast and do a lot of damage and move from person to person with ease. So I do think that you probably need at least, like, 10 dudes, maybe more, to be able to take down one chimp. Unless you get lucky, in which case you can even do it with one person. But I'm saying, like it's a matter of luck. There's got to be, like an average number that you arrive at. And I would say that, like, it's a 8 to 10 situation per chimp. The pressure from their jaw is stronger per square inch as well. That's what, yeah. Their grip strength is incredibly strong in comparison to the human being. Their jaw, their bite strength is incredibly strong in comparison. They don't have the same, like, setbacks that a human being has in terms of using full power. That's the other side of this that I think gets lost in the conversation. Like, an animal, especially a chimp, is not holding back. You know how, like, you have the capacity to bite your own tongue, but you normally don't, right? Because like there's a thing inside of your brain that stops you from going full force and unlocking your full potential, especially unless you're like a sociopath. You're not going to be able to go quote unquote all out against a chimp in the way that a chimp will definitely go all out against you. Like you would have to be able to go, ironically, ape mode. When you think about it, there's a reason for why that term exists. You have to chimp out and go ape mode against the chimp or ape. So, you know, they automatically don't have a limit breaker. They just go limitless mode when they want to fuck you up. So I don't know.
Of all the teeth. Then we come down here. Each one of these appendages is a death area. And even if you don't die, you're going to be missing or have a crushed limb. You're out of the fight until it decides to come and clean you up. And I loved some of the like crazy hunting tactics because they're like, well, we would just swarm and like, what are you going to get? Maybe 6, 10 humans at the same time. And we would grab its limbs and spread it out. These are going to crush you. It can pull you toward it harder than you can. What are you going to do once you have a hold of its limbs? Yeah, you're going to die because it's going to crush you or pull you into its mouth and bite your head off. You should also know that I have a secret class.
Yeah. Lethal coalitionary attacks of chimpanzees, troglodytes on gorilla in the wild. Yeah, this article suggests that 27 chimps can like pack up a gorilla. And what I find really interesting about that argument is that 27 chimps could pack up 100 men as well. So 20 of this guy would win. The Bucks have landed the push Terminator. Okay, if it was 100 of this dude, maybe, because size-wise, he's like matching up. He's taller, but even then, I don't know. Bro's still going. He hit 30 on 2 plays. That's so nasty. That's so crazy, dude. That is disgusting. This dude weighs 460 pounds. Dude, I love that. I love that so much because it's like, bro, we have pushed so far. Like, this person is incomprehensible in the mind of a medieval peasant. Okay, you got the average medieval peasant is like 5'4". Okay, can you imagine the average medieval peasant looking at a human being and being like, this is the same species as me? This would be like, they would write in history books about giants. I think like that's what this is. Like medicine. Medicine and technology has improved so much. Food, vaccines, all of this. He did 36. 36. I did 9 today, and on the 10th one, I failed. And this dude is out here doing 36. They look young, so not even factoring muscle maturity and training lifetime yet. Yeah. Did you see the Settlers documentary? Yeah, we watched it instantly as soon as it came out yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it was amazing. There's also the male body discourse as well, which is another classic Hasanabi discourse that I've partook in. The 100 men versus 1 gorilla argument is so funny because like I've had that conversation a lot, and this like women prefer the guy on the left to the guy on the right discourse is also really funny because I've talked about that quite a bit as well. A lot of people don't understand that most dudes that go to the gym are going to the gym to work out and look a certain way, not to impress women, but to impress other men. They don't understand it. Like they think A lot of guys are, I think, oblivious. A lot of guys are oblivious to what women are interested in. Anyway, we'll talk about all of that as well. We're going to get into the news now, though, okay?